Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I wanted to remind everybody that October 15th through 16th is going to be Ripple Swell and Swell 2024 in Miami, and you can still request an invitation by going to go to ripple.com. You'll see it at the very top. These jokers have some serious speakers this year, and it's like all the people who've been involved in the industry that stayed away from Ripple for the last 5 years are all of a sudden showing up at their conference. It's pretty wild. Almost as if everybody's ready to roll with this industry. Okay, check this out. This is how bad it's getting, folks. This should infuriate you if you live in America.
A taxpayer-funded group is offering $30,000 to new home buyers. Lauren, you cannot apply if you're an American citizen. What's with that?
Why would an American citizen apply for a taxpayer-funded program to get $30,000 for a new home? I mean, it's wild. The group is called Hacienda Community Development Corporation. They offer payment assistance in Oregon to DACA recipients, asylees, green card holders, basically any non-U.S. citizen. This is state-sponsored discrimination, Stuart. That's what it is. I mean, it's crazy. That's their goal. They want to open up housing and the American dream to non-U.S. citizens.
Okay, I guess that's the reason why.
The ultimate vote-buying scheme.
That's why we have an open border, because eventually these folks will vote and vote Democrat because they're the people who let them in. That's what this is about.
Part of me wants to say crazy things happen in Oregon, but I think this will go far beyond Oregon. There is a critical shortage of houses across the United States, particularly in Oregon, and then they're giving $30K to non-taxpayers.
Yeah, which will raise the price of houses.
For everybody else.
Pathetic. All right.
Pitiful. Look at this. The Ethereum Foundation deposited 69,000 Ethereum to the Harris Waltz campaign. Remember that thing called ETHgate that everybody's trying to act like is over? Yeah. The Ethereum ICO disguised whales are everything. Nobody, to this day, nobody's gone after the Ethereum Foundation. Nobody's gone after the founders of Ethereum. And now 69,000 Ethereum are being given to the Harris Waltz campaign. We still don't know who the disguised whales were. This easily, because they could find it out easily. Is this a securities transaction? We don't know that either. ETHgate's going to come out and be exposed November 2024, XRP Unleashed. All right, this is what I think is going to be the initial thing that sets off the crypto market.
No one wants to fight the tape, I guess, but is there anything concerning in the underlying mechanics of what you look at in the market, Gabriella, or all clear?
So I would say it's never all clear. When we think about the risks these days, it's really two-sided. The first, on the more macro front, there is very clearly a downshift happening in terms of the momentum of economic growth, soft landing, still the base case. But as Chair Powell and the Fed members let us know last week, risks are tilted now to the downside in terms of growth. So for us, the way to implement that in portfolios is still to be risk on. We still prefer equities, corporate credit. But to remember that we shouldn't go to an extreme positioning in small caps, for example, or low quality cyclical stocks. It's still a time to focus a lot on quality. And then the other big risk is just in terms of positioning, valuation, sentiment. And here we come to the more overextended parts of the market, like the Magnificent Seven, and of course, the big focus ahead of NVIDIA's reports tomorrow, as well as some other tech companies. We still find that sentiment and positioning towards the early winners of AI are pretty overextended. And as we saw earlier in the summer, the snapback of that enthusiasm can be painful for portfolios.
Okay, now check this out. Ripple whales have scooped up over 50 million XRP in the past 24 hours, boosting their holdings by approximately 29.5 million dollarinis. All right. So this is what happens when you know of a bigger picture and you accumulate when there's pullbacks. Check this. This is interesting too. Today, we saw the news come out. Russia is starting to use crypto for international transactions by next week. This is an old Tony Valentino tweet that's being retweeted. When the BRICS nations unveil their new payment system, and China in particular reveals their gold-backed crypto, do you think the Western world is going to just sit back or panic? You think they don't know what's coming and are preparing? XRP will restore the balance of power. Folks, we live in some fascinating times, and I think you're going to see a lot of it. Now, folks, do you think it's a coincidence that the chosen platforms for crypto are the most censored or the most gone after? The Telegram CEO was arrested yesterday. YouTube, I can attest, YouTube is there to this day. I've heard other YouTubers say it, but for the last at least year plus, crypto has been under some kind of stranglehold on YouTube. I can attest to that, and I've talked to a lot of YouTubers that agree that they're trying to starve it out or something. And then you got the rise of X. You got them going after Telegram. So you surely that Elon Musk is the next one that they're going after, because I think this is about, it's not just about censoring and controlling the message and what you see and what you say. It's also about toppling governments, folks. Watch this. You remember back when I think it was Twitter that was being used? This is when Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State. As I recall, it was Twitter that was used to topple the Egyptian government. So listen to this.
This is an incredibly dangerous moment.
It absolutely is. NATO countries have been trying to get their hands over control over Telegram for many years now. There's only two games in town when it comes to ubiquitous usage of end-to-end encrypted chat, and those are WhatsApp and Telegram, which are both able to simulate the kind of size of a Facebook group to coordinate social movements and political action and even military action, but have the benefit of encrypted chat. But WhatsApp is attached to Facebook, so it's a large surface of attack. So the U.S. government and NATO countries were able to bring Facebook to its knees to effectively neuter much of the protections that WhatsApp used to offer. But Telegram is held out because it's on its own pirate ship, with Pavel being in Dubai, and it is an instrument of U.S. statecraft. We used Telegram as a means to try to overthrow the government of Belarus in 2020, with the State Department funding the street riots and funding all of the owners of the major Telegram channels. 26 U.S. NGOs actually lobbied in 2018 Russia to keep Telegram open when Russia was thinking of banning Telegram. They called it a human rights violation that Russia might censor Telegram, but that was because the State Department and the CIA were backing dissident movements like Alexei Navalny and coordinating street protests using Telegram. So they don't want to kill Telegram. They want to use this prosecution to bring Pavel to his knees so that he turns over the back end, and then they get to use the spycraft. In addition to the content moderation, they get all of the encrypted communications of everyone in Russia who's using it, which is most of Russia.
That is incredibly interesting.
This is the same thing that was done to Mark Zuckerberg. If you look at what was done to Mark Zuckerberg, now there's a difference I want to make sure we point out. Mark Zuckerberg was a mega donor to the Democrat Party, so I think truth be known, I think he willingly went along with their censorship that they wanted to do on Facebook. Now he's trying to act like he didn't have any choice. They forced him to do it. Maybe that's partially true, because I'm sure they employed the same kind of tactics to try to bring him to his knees. But in Mark Zuckerberg's case, I feel like they knew they didn't have to do that. He was probably already compromised in some other kind of way. I have my ideas on that. Think about the island guy. Was he on that island? I don't know. So in DAIXRP.com, you know what we're going to talk about? We're surrounded by scandals, but we're going to talk about, I would say, this person says the biggest scandal in American history that's going on right now. I would say it's just one of, and I named another scandal that I thought was bigger than that. But we're going to talk about that. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family, away we go.